Cecilia Castleman. I feel like that's a name that is going to be around for many, many years.
Oh gosh.
I feel like this is like, I have like a proud guest list of like when, like before they blew up, like Lainey Wilson and, bunch. And I don't know, I have a hunch that you're going to be the next inductee.
Oh, thanks. I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, you're amazing. So,
Thank you.
and just talking off camera, you're a great person as well. And that ultimately is what matters a lot, Cecilia. But when I was thinking about you, the fact that you were 6 years old and you already kind of like knew what you were doing. You picked up a guitar. That blows my mind, Cecilia. Because a lot of people, they go through life, they don't know what they want. And here you are in Franklin, 6 years old, and you're like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I would always get mad when we would take what's your career supposed to be in middle school, or like the quizzes.
Right.
And being a musician was never on there. And it would always make me mad. I'm like, but that's what I want to do. They'd have everything else under the sun, but being a musician or even a songwriter or anything like that, it was never on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always knew, and I'm lucky that I did. Yeah.
Totally. And you had good energy from both your parents. You've mentioned in a previous interview or something I read in research that your mom kind of would take you to Best Buy and listen to and buy CDs.
Oh yeah.
And I love that because I kind of used to do. I'm nostalgic for Best Buy CDs. Tell me a little bit about that. Just take us into little Cecilia, little Ham, with your mom. You're gonna go buy, I don't know, Fleetwood Mac, and that experience of unwrapping the album and like you guys talking about it and you're learning.
Oh yeah. I mean, she showed me everything. It was always there were 6 CDs in our truck that we would drive around, like a CD holder, and we'd have it was always Michael Jackson and Crosby, Stills and Nash and Prince and John Mayer and Fleetwood Mac, and yeah, she showed me everything. She has such an ear for great music, and she showed me Charlie Puth, and she's really into everything going on now. And
She was a cool mom.
she's the coolest mom, and she goes with me everywhere, and she's the best. But yeah, we'd go to Best Buy and rummage through the CDs. I would save the lunch money that she would give me, and I'd go and get CDs, and yeah, it was the best time. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you're like an old soul in a young package or something. That can be kept up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what we used to do, but we're that's great to see that. So you grew up with a lot of love, it seems like. I mean, your parents got divorced, but it seems like there was always a lot of love in your household, right?
There was. I mean, she was always there for me, and the reason I'm if I go anywhere in life, it's because of her, for sure. Always there for advice, and she'd go through and she'd edit my songs, and well, this line could be better, this, but she was always very supportive, but she really instilled in me a great work ethic.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's the best.
Yeah. Work ethic and all the other values for sure.
Oh yeah.
Take me to, if you don't mind, to Page High School for fat, Cecilia, little freshman, more 15, 16, 17-year-old Cecilia. It must have been so crazy to, be in a class where they're teaching you about chemistry or something or biology. And all you're thinking about is hooks and choruses. What was that like? Just the fact that you're there, that's not your path, you know what you want to do. You're already working on it. After school, you're going to Blackbird Studios, while some people are doing something else. Tell me about what was that hard in a way? Or was that how was that high school experience for you?
I think it made me really restless, which gave me a drive to want to pursue it even more, because no one really knew I was a musician and knew how much I loved it. And
They didn't know.
no, nobody knew. None of my friends knew.
Did it DL or?
I kept it on the Zello because I didn't want anyone to say that I couldn't do it. I didn't want anyone saying, well, you need to go to college or you need to do this. So if I just kept it private and sort of kept it hidden, nobody could have that opinion about me. And I kept it really secretive because of that. But when I turned, 17, 18, I was just I was going around to publishing companies and just trying to figure it out, because that's what I wanted to do. And, I wanted to make a living off of it. And so I just tried to work really hard to get there. But yeah, when I was in math class or any of that stuff, I was a good student. I mean, I made straight A's, but I was always going to the bathroom with a song idea.
Oh, really?
Like, oh yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But your best friends knew that, like, who you really were, like your real soul.
Oh yeah, they knew I loved music and I wanted to do it, but still it was just that, old school, way of thinking, well, you got to go to college and you got to do this and
Totally.
which is awesome. And I went for 2 weeks.
You went for 2 weeks to college. Where did you go to college?
I went to Belmont.
Okay, 2 weeks. Wow.
And then I got a publishing
Student of the
day.
year.
Yes, but definitely. I don't even know if I bought the books I needed. I think my mind was just on.
Were you like, I can't?
Yeah, my mom and I. It's an awesome school, and I loved it so much. But I think I was just. I don't know. I was just thinking about other things.
Do you remember like the moment where you're like, no, mom, like it's not happening? Or was it like a class or like a thing where you were like,
Well, I went to the Blackbird, which is like an audio engineering school, so I had like my degree in that,
right?
so I could get a job. But I think once I don't know, once I started making my own money, gratefully, I'm so grateful for it. I just think I'm like, well, let me just,
Sure.
go
You're
and yeah,
already making money with what the loves.
yeah.
So, no, total. I mean, totally get. You love producing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like your secret passion. Like, what is so fun about producing, Cecilia?
I think I listened to so many records growing up that I think, I don't know, just I love to be able to do everything because, one, it's fun, but two, that, it's less people you have to rely on waiting to get a track back. If I can just do it myself, then I can get it done. Things will move quicker. So I love producing. I love, figuring out arrangements and writing certain parts, and I love melodic hooks, and I love everything about it. So that's what I do a lot of the time in my room. I don't really get out much. That's what everyone says. I went to have coffee with a friend the other day. She's like, I'm so surprised you got out of your house.
And that's how you got into it. Because I remember, when Eddie Van Halen died or something, and people were like reminiscing of his life. People said he would like eat cereal with one hand and his guitar the other. I have, good friends that are like prodigies here or
Yeah.
whatever. They're the same. They're like obsessed. You have to be like obsessed with your craft, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And everyone sort of gets on me like, well, you're not like a part of this scene, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I just want to work really hard. No, my goodness, no. But I love what I do, and my mind's always on that. And it would be if I was at a bar, I'd be thinking about songs and anything. So I love hanging. I got a small group of friends, but yeah, I was never one to have a lot of friends. But
That's so interesting.
that's how it is. Yeah.
That's so interesting, Cecilia. Wow, I did talk to you about that for. Oh, I mean, you've had some great gigs. Obviously, you've played Bonnaroo, you've played South by last year. But I want to ask you about one particular one, which was in Seattle a couple years ago. And it was actually your first show, if I'm not mistaken, when you were Sheryl Crow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I just want to repeat that sentence for my audience. Your first show, you opened for Sheryl Crow. Like, I'm sorry, were you not petrified?
I was
Like,
so
hold
nervous.
on a second, just like tell us about that name, that day.
I was so nervous. I've done a couple of dates with her. The first one was in Indiana. I feel like I'm always going back. I should just live in Indiana. I have so many one-off shows there. But yeah, that was the first gig. I didn't know what to do. I was so petrified, and I think I've told this story before, but I wore, it was super windy day out, huge amphitheater, and I wore lip gloss, and awful idea because the wind was blowing, trying to play. I was by myself because I don't have money right now to like bring a band and pay everyone nice, so I just go by myself, which is awesome, and great, but yeah, a ton of hair just got on my mouth and I could barely sing, and I was trying to play. It was awful, and I listened to those videos back and I just sound so bad, but you learn, and I'm so grateful for that experience, and she's like the coolest. But yeah, that was really, really fun.
Any nerves when you perform?
Oh yeah, I still get nervous. I mean it's pretty normal,
Pretty normal, yeah.
but yeah, it was awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. When you work with someone, Cecilia, like Daniel Tashian or something like that, he's renowned, work with you with Casey Musgraves or something. Heck of a songwriter. How do you begin a process like that with him? How do you like flesh out a song, if you don't mind me asking? Like, you know, yeah, like how do you work together with someone like that?
Daniel's awesome. He's such like a savant of music, and he knows everything, and he's up to like try everything, which I love about working with him. Is that because you don't have to be insecure, or if you like, oh well, what about this? What about this? And he's like, yeah, let's try it. If it works, it works, and if it doesn't, we move on. But it's normally we just sit down with a piano or a guitar. He has like the coolest guitar setups ever that I could imagine, and the coolest sounds. And so I'm just in heaven when I go over there, because he always has something new to try out. And it normally starts with the guitar, and then we just kind of go to melodies, and then we try to figure out what we're mumbling and see if that makes sense with the words. And yeah, it's a very like free process, and I love going in because
Judgment free.
yeah, and just also the process is super flowy. Like I don't know, he's just awesome the way he works, and I think it's because he doesn't really have a system. It's just like whatever goes, and I love that. And
Are you like that when you produce? Like, do you like kind of like not so structured?
yeah, I believe in like, I don't know, I believe in following your instincts. Like, I'm such an instinct person. If it feels right, I don't like it to second guess a lot. And Daniel is like that too. I mean, he's so good, and so he doesn't ever need to second guess stuff like I probably should. But yeah, he's the best.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, Cecilia. I think you're gonna play a song for us, but I want to ask you about your new album, just to preview. It comes out later this month. We're gonna have a great kickoff show here at Jack White's venue here in Tennessee. But gosh, what an album! Was it, first of all, was it hard making this first album? Did you have a lot of songs you couldn't fit in there in the cutting room floor? Like, how was just kind of like that, putting it together, track listing? This one's not making, this one's making.
I pretty much knew. I made the record. Daniel produced a song on the record, and then Don Was produced the rest of it. And I went over.
Was legendary.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson and
Oh, yeah.
a bunch of great.
Yeah. He's the best. And so we made a list of. I sent him like a huge link of a bunch of songs. I sent Don a huge link. I was like, listen to these, see what you're thinking. He was like, okay, you make a list and I'll make a list. And so we got on the phone, and we went through the list. He was like, and then he'd go, yeah, I had that one. Oh, I didn't have that one. Yeah, I had that one. Didn't have that one.
If we're aligned.
On like most of them, 75% we were, which was awesome. And yeah, we just went in and cut them, and it wasn't like a super hard. Nothing about making the record. It was super. I mean, knock on wood, it went super smoothly, and we made it out in LA, and everyone was so kind. I had like the coolest time, and these were like my heroes. Like, the musicians on this record were like people that I've admired for years and years and years, and when I'd go to Best Buy, I'd see their names on the back of my favorite records. So I was just so grateful for the experience. My mom would come out, hang out at the studio. We got home one night, and she's like, The Weeknd just said hi to me. And I was like, no, they didn't. And she's like, no, I like talked to him. It was so cool. And she just had so much fun. And yeah, that was like the coolest month of my life.
Very cool. Gosh.
But I'm excited about
The
it.
experiences are awesome already.
I got a long way to go, but it's been fun.
The journey's been fun. Well, I mean, look at this, Cecilia. Talking about the journey and talking about the experiences. I'm sure you know this from your parents talking, or from talking to people like Don Was and everybody, that the music industry is a marathon, not a sprint. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's ups and downs, ups and downs. I mean, when I talked to icons, or I met Cher last month, and in '98, she was like, no money, no label, no nothing. I mean, she released Believe, and the rest is history. But the point being that ups and downs. Everybody goes through ups and downs. It seems to me that like you are very conscious of this, and you stay very even keeled. You've already gotten a lot of critical acclaim. There's a lot of buzz, but you're like consistent with like who you are, with like your values. Would that be accurate? It seems like you're just like very even keeled.
I try at least. I mean, I'm 23. I'll be 24 next week, and I think a lot of that again is like my mom and my friends, and my family, and
You have siblings?
yeah, I have an older brother.
Daddy doesn't let you get to the stuff here.
No, you're still, I'm always still the little annoying little sister.
Of course.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm lucky for everyone in my life, and also like I hate saying my team because they're like my best friends, and I love working with them, and but everyone has that same outlook. We all have the same outlook. Like it is a marathon. It isn't a sprint, and we're gonna take our time on this because that's how you make something last. And I want to last, and I want to make good records for the rest of my life, and write great songs, and that doesn't happen overnight, So yeah, I don't know. Well,
You know it.
we'll see what happens, but yeah, it should be good.
I love it. Cecilia, well, I mean, thank you for coming. I think you're gonna take us over a real song. If you're down,
Yeah.
I'd be honored.
Hey, I'm Cecilia Castleman, and this is my song called Waiting on You. It doesn't hurt if you don't care. Sometimes it's better not to fear. And if your heart is like a stone, please don't act like I should know. I'll just keep waiting on you. I'll just keep waiting on you. I'm not giving up until you tell me to. No, I'll just keep on waiting, keep on waiting on you. I'll just keep waiting on you, baby. Count the cars climbing up the hill, and I paint my eyes waiting on the stairs. Think about the future, think about the past. Well, the thing about it is, neither lasts, no. I'll just keep waiting on you. I'll just keep waiting on you. I'm not giving up until you tell me to. No, I'll just keep on waiting, keep on waiting on you. I'll just keep waiting on you, baby. I'll just keep waiting on you, baby.
Thank you for tuning in. Click here to subscribe and get the latest from the show, including exclusive behind-the-scenes footage and once-in-a-lifetime performances. And as always, thank you for making J-Rock Concerts Media part of your day.